Hey, Grace Valley family, it is Pastor Andy giving you your weekly update for this week, and we're pumped. We're excited about what's happening this weekend. If you haven't followed along and you've missed the announcements, I know people have been traveling all summer, but this Sunday, August 3rd, we are kicking off everything for the fall semester. So that we know that school's starting up soon, so families are getting back in the routine. All those things are in play. And so this Sunday, kids in their kids' classes will be promoting up to their next grade. It's going to be an exciting day at church overall. We're starting for the first time weekly shuttle parking. So if you come to church and you're willing to park off-site at the mall, at the Carriage Crossing Mall, we want to invite you to do that. Come a little bit early so you can catch the bus. It will drop you off right on the front doorstep, and you can walk right into the church. So it will be convenient and quick. We promise it will not be too much of a hassle, but please help us participate and help us make room for people who are coming to our church, many for the first time this coming Sunday. So this Sunday, we're also kicking off a new series called It Takes a Church. And we're going to be diving into what the Bible teaches regarding God's church. And so I wanted to read this passage of scripture from you. These are Jesus' words in Matthew 16. The setup is Jesus is traveling with his disciples. They stop in a particular place. There's a lot of significance to where they stopped. I don't have time to get into today, but they stop in this place called Caesarea Philippi. And Jesus asks a really good question. He says, how are people talking about me? Who do they think that I am? And because there's all this swirling gossip around who Jesus was when he was walking around on earth. And so they respond in verse 14. They said, some say you're John the Baptist. Others say you're Elijah, which would mean Elijah reincarnated. Like that's would be the superstition they're believing. Others still say you're Jeremiah or one of the other prophets who've come back to life and walking among us, which speaks to what Jesus was doing. It was significant. It was noticeable. It was powerful. So they were giving him like ancient prophet status come back to life. And so there were all these people talking about it. So Jesus is just polling his disciples, hey, what are you hearing out there about me? And so he says, which is really the most important question, he says, but who do you say that I am? You know me, you walk with me, you're seeing me every day. Who do you say that I am? And Peter speaks up, and this is one of the most important things that has ever been said by anyone in all of history. He says, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And that statement has become what is called the rock of confession. It is given this title of a rock because it was said by Peter, whose nickname was the rock. That's why Peter comes from the word Petra, which means rock or petrified. So Jesus gave this nickname to Peter because he was so strong and so bold and all that. And so his confession, calling Jesus the Son of the living God, the Messiah, he gave that confession rock status, meaning it was immovable, it's strong, it's something you can count on. It's like foundational or cornerstone-ish in terms of what we believe. And so he says, blessed are you, Simon, meaning Peter, that's his like real name, Simon, son of Jonah, that was his dad. For flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock, this confession, this thing you just said about me, on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. And so Jesus right there helps us understand how and why he's building his church. His church, the people of God, come together, and it's the people of God who believe in that confession. We believe that Jesus is the Messiah and the Son of the living God. That's what we believe. And that's the basis for why we call ourselves his church or his people. And so Jesus said, on that rock or cornerstone or foundation, I will build my church, my people who will follow me. And this is one of the things that we'll learn about as we learn about God's church. The gates of hell will not be able to stand against it, meaning that the church will be empowered. The church will not be this passive little side group, but instead it will be this influential power source on planet Earth for the good of God's kingdom and the good of people. And so when you think about the church, I know we have lots of thoughts about church, and we're going to get into all that stuff even on Sunday, but I want you to be praying that we would be the kind of church that the gates of hell would not stand against, that we would take on the things that are evil, that we would stand against even the sin in our own lives and say, God, this doesn't fit in my life anymore. And here's what I want to tell you, to encourage you. Some of you have been dealing with marital struggles. You've been dealing with personal sin struggles, addictions, all kinds of compromise in your life. And oftentimes we commit those sins, we have those struggles in our lives, and we just feel like we're going to always struggle with them, or they're always going to overcome us. We're never going to be able to beat these struggles that we face. That is actually not true. That is a lie from Satan. That's a lie from the evil one to try to convince you that you're not really part of God's church. You're not really part of this group of people that God has called out and assembled and given his power to. You have the power to overcome hell and Satan and evil because you're part of his church, because you believe one thing. You believe that Jesus is the Messiah and the Son of the living God. Incredibly powerful truth. So I just want to encourage you can't even speak. I want to encourage you with that today because I want you to come ready Sunday to receive what God has for you. This is why we invite you to come to church. It's a place where you can come and be plugged in to God's power, to be refreshed and renewed on a Sunday, to take on everything that's in front of you for the week ahead. So I hope to see you on Sunday. We're normal service times, 9 and 10:45. Come catch the shuttle, ride into church, invite your friends. This may be one of the most important series to invite your friends to, because so many people have so many opinions about the church and who it's supposed to be, why it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to be doing, all those things. And we're going to dive into it on Sunday. So hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope this encourages you today. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Sunday.